Last question, DBK, you're up.
Hey, Brian, it's good to see you. I appreciate the call out for Brad McCrimmon. Maureen is one of my dearest friends in life. And so I too admire everything that he accomplished. And my son, I'm a hockey mom. My son played the hockey all through college. And I know that the past sometimes requires a lot of um, tolerance for change. And even being a great player, you had to change a lot. And then in life, you described a lot of changes. And I think I know kind of where you're going with this based on everything you talked about and your positive attitude. But what maybe earlier in your career helped you adapt to the changes as you would shift teams or shift coaching or that sort of thing?
Yeah, so I think that like at the start, like again, like I played with good players, and so having the leadership and playing for the Flyers for 11 years, they taught me, how to be a good a professional and PR guy. But it took me like 5 years. Like I was really quiet. Like I couldn't answer questions at the start. Like they had all the guys that could do that for me. So I just learned from that, but I was really quiet and just listened to most people. So the more I listened, the more that I learned, because some people just talk too much and you don't get out of it. But for Brad McCrimmon, like I know it's like 12 years ago since the crash, and I text Maureen every birthday for when I see her, but. He was a good leader. Like he taught me how to be like I was really quiet and he was the opposite. So, but yeah, I learned from him. Went 3 years at Brandon, and then he went to the Flyers, and so they had Mark Howe and Brad McCrimmon. They played one of the two of the best defenders in the 80s, and so. But just knowing the right people, and like Ray Ellison, like my friend from junior, and he played for the Flyers. He lives in Myrtle Beach. I'm going to see him this weekend. So you keep in touch with other people that you know. Plus, I'm on the board of the Flyers alumni. I have about 200 people with their updated information. So I call them all the time. I do a lot of things for the Flyers alumni. And so that's why my book is coming up, Angel on My Wing, is coming up November 5th. So they're just starting to do some pre-orderings. So if anybody, if like charities, if they want to do a charity, if they order more than 20 books, you get half off. So like rather than $30, it'll be $15 in shipping. So like I'm setting up some book signings and some appearances like after Thanksgiving and a couple of weeks in the Flyers, because the Flyers have some Flyer games, so I'll be there, and the people that I know for the last 45 years, and then in Marker Island, like I'll send some signings from there. So it's just getting started, and so like I'm really looking forward to the people that I know that are interested about reading, but it's more about my stroke and how I recover from the stroke, because most people don't know anything about hockey, and so they'll learn from that. But again, my dad was a Lutheran minister. I had two brothers and two sisters. We're all 13 months apart. So we had our own little hockey team because there's only 300 in a team in a town. And so, but it just it's so nice for me because growing up in the way I did, with my dad teaching me and my mom teaching me. My mom's 91. She lives with my sister, and she's doing okay. And so it's just I see everybody in Saskatchewan. We go Jan Lake fishing first week in July every week with I've got well two brothers and two sisters, and they got about 4 or 5 children and they're youngs growing up. So it's a good fishing trip that we have every year. And so I get to see all of them there too.
Well, we are very excited for the book. I love what you just said. The more I listened, the more I learned. And so many people are talking too much, and they're not taking the opportunity to learn. So what a blessing it's been to spend this time with you and to